everybody, this is me, Paru, back at it on YouTube again. I apologize for the lack of uploads. I unfortunately broke my phone, which I was using previously to upload all my animations. I did all my animations on IBS Paint X and uploaded it through CapCut. But now I'm back. I have Procreate and a new iPad along with a new phone. So I apologize, I've been talking really fast. This is my third time trying to retake this. I kept on getting sidetracked doing other recordings. But this is basically going to be talking about my preparation for Art Fight 2025, aka Fossils versus Crystals. And if the thumbnail wasn't obvious enough, I am on Team Fossils. My username on the website is Paru, P-A-R-U-P-P-A-R-U. If you were curious, the P's are all capitalized. And I will revenge every single attack if possible. But keep in mind, I may not be able to get to everybody this year, since I do unfortunately have a full-time job at McDonald's. I work 30 to 40 hours a week, sometimes 50 if it's very stressful or understaffed. But I will try my hardest to at least try to get to 80 attacks this year, since last year, Steve vs. Stardust, it was my first year. I managed to get to 78 attacks. So I want to try to beat my old record and get to 80. Especially now it takes less time for me to draw on Procreate than it did IBS Paint X. If that makes sense. Drawing on Procreate is a lot more easier for me, in my opinion. IBS Paint, I didn't have much brushes that I particularly liked, but Procreate has a lot more options for me. But anyways, I'd like to get to the topic of the video, which is of course my preparation for Art Fight. And if you're curious on the video in the background, it's just me playing a speed paint of me making the thumbnail for this video. So for preparation for Art Fight, the first thing I would definitely recommend for all artists, new and old, to do is make reference sheets. Update all your reference sheets to fit your current style, fit your current standards for your characters. I did this for over 35 characters this year. Mainly my Warrior Cats characters, because I'm obsessed nerd with Warrior Cats, but I do have a few new fandom characters which I'm introducing this year: Transformers, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, and the Amazing Digital Circus, along with a few others that I probably am forgetting to name. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. It's around 1 a.m. I just got off of work around 2 hours ago, so I'm a little tired, and it was a 10-hour shift. But definitely update your reference sheets to fit your current style, fit your current standards for your character, all that jazz. Update your permissions for them for sure. The basic stuff. And as a recommendation for reference sheets, I definitely would 1,000,000,000% recommend adding color palettes, adding a front and back or side-to-side reference of your character, which you can see in the reference of my speed paint right here. I have Hickory Paw with 2 headshots, a bust, and 2 full bodies that show both sides of his character. This is a kind of basic reference sheet for me, but you can tell why at some point I do get lazy with my other ones, like my human ones, where I just do the front facing and that's it. But sometimes a simple reference sheet is enough for a character depending on their design, as far as I am aware. The second thing I would definitely recommend for your characters on Art Fight would have to be to update your character's profile permissions on Art Fight, like saying what people can and cannot draw of your character, like what you're comfortable with, like nudity, gore, blood, all the sort, because people's opinions can change over the years, and people's ages do change. I just turned 18 this year, so I'm okay with some of my characters getting nude attacks, as long as it's done respectfully, because not all of my characters are 18 and over. But you have to keep this in mind when drawing other people's characters. Always make sure to check character permissions, especially for young artists. It's insanely important. You don't want to get banned in Art Fight. You don't want them to get banned in Art Fight. It's the worst thing ever. I could never imagine being banned. This event is so important to me. It's one of my favorite things to look forward to over the entire year. Ever since this year actually started, I was like, oh, I can't wait for Art Fight to start. That's all I was thinking about on New Year's Day, actually, because I'm so happy with my improvement since last year's artwork. Oh, ignore this. Not me casually just going on freaking Art Fight just to bookmark a character. Ignore that, guys. Anyways, but I forgot what I was talking about. For the next topic, I would suggest also doing thumbnails for your attacks. I didn't do this last year because I was a newbie and didn't really see the point, but this is not really required or anything. It's just like a little tip just to make your profile look really nice and aesthetic. I'll show my my little thumbnail image on screen in just a minute. I did this one just yesterday. It took me a little under 40 minutes. It was definitely an attempt. I'll probably remake it at some point, but I also do like it at the same time. I may make a crystals one, but I'm not sure since I'm anti-crystal. But you know how it is. People's mind change, whatever. But you are totally allowed to use this thumbnail for free. You can access it on my Toy House page, which is also nicknamed Paru Paru, except it only has one P in between the names. Paru. I have the same profile picture on both websites. I also have several other assets for free use on there, like bases, all the sort. So if you would like to look at bases, or maybe thinking about like adding new little templates to your art fight characters, you can totally go check out my profile. It should be in the shop tab in the assets or resources section. Something I would also recommend for new or beginning artists who are joining art fight is definitely decorate your profile. Let other people know what you can draw. I'll show my profile in a second, but just let them know, hey, I can draw XYZ, I struggle with this. I also don't do revenges. I already do revenges. There's actually free little ID cards that Artfight uploads for users to access on their site. You can see it on the front page, I believe. There's one for each team, and they're really cute. I'll put them both on screen. Then again, this isn't required, but it's like a little nice, helpful thing that people can know when they access your profile. Like, oh, can this person draw this? Are they comfortable with drawing this? Are they comfortable with friendly fire? All that stuff. Something I would also recommend for preparation is definitely drawing your characters as much as possible. Practice anatomy, practice all these dynamic poses, like how I was practicing with Hickory Paw in this image. I normally don't really draw Hickory Paw, actually. Ginger Snap, my other warrior cat character, he's like a ginger medicine cat from River Clan. He was originally meant to be the main character of this piece, but then I decided maybe it should be this other character who is a tribe cat. But then I feel like Hickory Paw deserves some love. He's a really interesting character, and I feel like I underutilize him. So I feel like, why not? Why don't I just practice as him? And I feel like take 5 shots every time I say how I feel like. I really love how his pose turned out. I really love how his expression turned out. I think this is one of my best drawings of him, actually. I don't draw him too often because I feel like his design was too complex back when I used IBS Paint X. But it's a lot more easier for me to do it in quick succession now that I have Procreate. And I can make messy art look more clean and pretty. Also, just a future note, I apologize if the audio is bad. I don't actually have a microphone. I'm just using my iPad's microphone to just record my voice. And I know I sound kind of tired right now. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get this video quickly recorded, and then I'm going to draw my little PNG tuber guy that's going to be in the bottom corner for y'all to say hi to. And I gotta draw the expressions for that still, because I'm lazy and haven't done it yet. I just wanted to say sorry if the quality's kind of shit. I would like to become a better YouTuber at some point, but it's one step at a time. If you would like to see other art fight YouTubers, I definitely recommend Already-ish. And that's it, actually. She's a great YouTuber to look for other advice in art fight. Because I know I kind of get lost in my thoughts a lot in this voiceover here, which I apologize for. And for the final tip that I'm going to recommend for right now, definitely would be to scout out the characters you would love to attack by bookmarking them. I'm obviously not going to show all of my bookmarks because I don't want people to know that I'm gonna attack them. But Artfight just actually updated their bookmarking system this year, so you can bookmark your characters into folders, which I've utilized greatly. I have a humanoid folder, feral, anthro, furry, object, etc. All that. I feel as like, I think it's like one of their best features that they've added to the website so far, but I'm also just kind of still a newbie to the website, so it can be kind of silly of me. But it's definitely a really great thing to use, and Artfight will go down on the first day of the fight, so you should definitely start saving the characters you would like to attack probably today or like as soon as possible. I already have, I think, 40-ish images saved in my gallery, and make sure to also screenshot their character tags and the owner's username so you know who you're attacking and stuff like that, because you need that information to be able to enter into the attack field when you're uploading your artwork. And now that I'm done discussing tips, I might as well just talk about the progress of my sweet paint. So as you can see, I'm just like kind of blocking out the main colors right here. The grass is actually like the most difficult color for me to agree on at first, but I think that's the one that I managed to like the most out of this. The sky ended up changing later, and oh my gosh, I really love how I drew Hickory Paw in this picture. Like I said earlier, I don't draw him too often. I normally draw my other Stray Cats characters because I do have favorites, I admit. But Hickory Paw's design is starting to grow on me. He's just so lovable. I love him even if he is kind of an asshole, you know. I will be sure to link his profile down below in the description if you would like to take a peek at him on Artfight or on Toy House. He is still kind of a major whip for his future profile on Toy House, I admit, but his current one is completely done. Yippee! Alrighty, and right now I'm just trying to find out perfect textures to like kind of throw into the dirtiness of the soil. I'm just like playing around with my custom brushes that I found online. I found most of these custom brushes on Pinterest if you'd like to find them. I forgot most of their names and where the links and whatever. If you heard a scratch in the background, ignore it. That's my dog. She sleeps very loudly. Her name's Lucy. And if you actually would like to attack Lucy, I do have her on Artfight as well. Shameless plug. But I feel like my favorite part of like the process in me creating this piece would have to be just like blocking in the basic shapes. I'm not really one for lines, as one can observe. I do the line work afterwards. I don't know if that's weird of me. Sometimes I'll do line work before, sometimes afterwards. I'm just indecisive like that for whatever reason. And I like to, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I did have my own little kind of twist to the skull. I made him a little more cartoony to fit my style more. And I think he looks so cute. I'm naming the skull, what am I gonna name it? Jacob. I'm gonna name him Jacob, and he's very cute, and I love him so much. I like the goofy little dinosaur teeth. That's like my favorite part to draw when I actually do skulls like that. But if you guys would like to leave comments on my artwork, what would you improve if you were drawing this? Because I feel like I could definitely use some improvements, even if I am very biased and I really do like this drawing a lot. It could definitely like use some improvements for sure. I am open to criticism, and if anyone knows any other good places to get good custom brushes, because I'm looking for like more comic book-esque ones, if that makes sense. Because I do like those little dotted textures, but like the one that I have right now is just too big and it won't change size, which is really annoying. Also, if you're looking for some helpful art tips, I would definitely recommend watching Already-ish, Lavender Town, and several other Artfight YouTubers. Like a lot of YouTubers have been uploading their preparations for Artfight. I've been binge watching every single Artfight video I could possibly find. It's like an insane hobby of mine. I'm so dark and twisted, you know. I'm so insane and evil, and society calls me crazy for liking art fight. I'm joking, but like, if you're really looking for some motivation to continue working on your pieces, like especially reference sheets and stuff like that for art fight, I definitely recommend watching art fight YouTubers who are talking about art fight, talk about the history of art fight, their experience with art fight, all that stuff. It's very fun, and like, it really gets me in the mood to draw, if that makes sense. Or you could watch just other random YouTubers. I definitely recommend Italian Bach, Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, Curtis Connor, Coop Noop, and Max Megas for sure. I'll be sure to link all their channels down in the description if I remember. Max Megas by far has the smallest subscriber count out of all of them, but he's really popular on TikTok. He makes really good videos, and like, he's a really funny guy. I really do enjoy his content a lot. It really gets me in a good mood, and gets me motivated to draw. I was actually watching one of Max Megas' videos as I was drawing this piece. It was the r/insane parents are insane video from a couple months back. He's just a very humorous guy. He provides actually pretty good and detailed like advice, and he's just chill. I really do enjoy his content. He makes really good TikTok content as well. I just can't say it enough. He's a really great YouTuber. He deserves more subscribers. Please go check him out if you're interested. Alright, and since I'm kind of done talking about all that stuff, I'd rather talk about Hickory Paw himself, the character that I'm drawing, along with his history and his partial lore. I won't be saying all of it because I do want y'all to find out some of the information for yourself, because it is available to read on his Toy House profile in full. Hickory Paw is a 17-moon-old WindClan apprentice. The reason why he is so old as an apprentice, you may ask? He actually failed his warrior's entrance exam 8 times to be exact. He is known to be rather blunt, obnoxious, and rude, often taking for granted his advantage in WindClan group, because his mother is deputy. He is a huge mama's boy. He grew up very sick as a kitten and was naturally very attached to his mother, who kind of coddled him up until apprenticeshiphood, until when he was handed off to his mentor, who is named Soft Snoot. I have not designed Soft Snoot's design, but he's basically kind of a wimpy guy who was assigned to Hickory Paw so he could get out of his shell more, in a sense. Except he did not get out of his shell more, and Hickory Paw just kind of bullied his poor mentor for just months on end. He hated Soft Snoot. He hated how polite he was. He hated how kind he was to cats outside the clans. And this kind of sparked his hatred for ThunderClan. And if you haven't read the books, ThunderClan basically helps WindClan at every passing turn. It started from when Firestar first came into the clans as Firepaw or Rusty. WindClan was always kind of naturally portrayed by the Erins in the first, second, and I think a little bit of the third series as this kind of weaker clan who always needs help, guidance, and just anything from ThunderClan. They're kind of the little sissy bitch clan that no one really wants their OCs to be in at first. Usually when people make Werecat OCs, back in the day when it was still super duper insanely popular, it would usually always be RiverClan, ShadowClan, SkyClan, or ThunderClan, not typically WindClan. And this is what I feel sparked my inspiration to make Hickory Paw. He's very bitter, resentful, and does not like being helped at all, especially by ThunderClan. He's very biased against them and views them as cats who just see him as inferior to them. And this does cause a little bit of a negativity to surround him and his reputation, because he's a jerk. He's rude to people that help him out. He's ungrateful, all that. But it's really just a sort of a defense mechanism, if that makes sense. He isn't completely evil, but he isn't completely a sweet little guy either. I wanted to be a little bitchy asshole, And it was later that this sort of naive outlook on the world actually got him manipulated by an older cat named the Prophet. The Prophet is very important in the story. He's the main villain. He is kind of a creep, but not to Hickory Paw. He's a creep to one of my other OCs whose name is Gingersnap. I believe I briefly mentioned him earlier in the video. He is my River Clan OC, who is an elderly ginger top cat. I'll flash his picture up on the screen for a second, but he's like the main character of the story. The Prophet is basically a cult leader who manipulates Hickory Paw, Gingersnap, and a few other characters into believing he's basically God, in a sense. That he's above StarClan, that he can help them find the true way in the world. And Hickory Paw believes him because he doesn't really have a reason to believe in StarClan. If StarClan was so great, then why did they make WindClan so weak? Why did they make him born weak? Why did they make his mentor an idiot? All that stuff, you know? Why did they make him the way he was? He feels as if his fate could be chosen by himself, in a sense. And that Prophet could help him choose what fate he desired. And Hickory Paw just wanted to be free. He wanted to just not have to worry about holding these expectations up. He wanted to just do his own thing, if that makes sense. And he naively trusts the Prophet with all his heart. Ignore my dog in the background. He follows after him. He betrays his family for him. He betrays his own mother, which was honestly the most difficult cast for Hickory Paw because his mother was everything for him. His mother was really the only reason why he bothered staying in WindClan, why he bothered even respecting his leader, why he bothered to just not beat the shit out of his mentor, you know. He loved his mother. He actually valued her. He valued her respect that she earned in the clans. He didn't want to ruin it all for her. And so when he actually decided to fully invest in the Prophet, it was when a lot of characters started to realize that he was really just not worth saving at that point. And it was very difficult just for him to even look at his mother in the eye after that moment when he decided to betray her, essentially. I'm not going to be revealing too much more because, it does get a little kind of brutal-ish when the Prophet does get found out, which was soon after Hickory Paw betrayed his family. He does get kind of killed brutally, so I will leave his toy house up in the description if you would like to read Hickory Paw's profile along with Prophets, Gingersnaps, Cold Claws, Pickle Pouts, Spurge Faces, and a few other My Warrior Cats False Prophecy characters. I also have several other characters that are not a part of the False Prophecy storyline. I have a few other storylines that are still heavy whips in the making, but I do have one called Foreign Illness, which is one that I'm currently working on. It's basically Warrior Cats meets rabies. It's basically the tribe cats encounter rabies and they try to warn the clan cats. That's all that I have down so far, but I just finished updating every single character's reference sheets for that. And I do have another story, but I will likely scrap it soon. It's called Poisoned Waters. It's very basic. I will probably just make it a simple slice of life story instead of an action-packed sequence, But I did update the two characters' profiles that are in the Poisoned Waters story if you would like to check out their reference sheets, see what they look like, all that jazz. But anyways, since I'm kind of done with this video, I don't really have much else to discuss. Why not just end it here?